So this is a combo game, Super Asteroids and Super Missile Command. This is a dual package for the Atari Lynx. It actually came out during the late lifespan of the system as it was discontinued in '93, but this game came out in '95. Now, what am I talking about this game? Well, as of recent news, Songbird Productions had actually announced that they are re-releasing this game for the Lynx. So, the timing is actually pretty perfect. This game is also an Atari 50 collection for anyone that wants to play this game. Or games. So the first game I want to talk to you guys about is Super Asteroids. You might think it's just a regular Asteroids game with nothing but the name Super in it, but it's quite a little bit different. For one thing, is that you got power-ups like being able to get yourself some sort of shield, a health gauge. Well, a health gauge is an actual thing in the game. So instead of dying one hit, you actually take a couple of hits before you go down. But there's a refill in terms of like trying to get the yellow orb. With the yellow orb, you can refill your health. With the blue orb, you get yourself a shield, but you get like this red orb or whatever. You actually can shoot 3 projectiles at the same time. And each time you play these levels, it gets more difficult by progressing throughout the whole thing. Because there'll be more like UFO ships, and they'll actually be trying to shoot you down as well. So you gotta try to be careful too. The game, when it comes to flying, it's a bit floaty, but I think it's just because it's in space, so you can't really blame. Oh, and here's the funny thing. I think if you accidentally shoot your own power-up, well, you won't be able to grab it. It kind of reminds me of other games I've played that has something like that. But that's okay. But I think it's a nice game to play in terms of like playing a dual cartridge if you guys want to like play this game. It's a fun game, it's difficult, and that's pretty much one of the things I can tell you guys. There's like multiple like more asteroids popping up at your face each time you keep trying to go up to different waves. So you gotta kinda use your strategy, but at the same time you got to master the controls, otherwise you might end up losing. But you do get some lives in here and then, but I think that's about it from this game. The next game is Super Missile Command. Well, it's regular command alright, but there are some key differences here and then. Now, you can get some money, which you do that by saving up ammo. The less ammo that you use, the more money you get. But you also get some score if you successfully defend your own base. Every time you complete 4 waves of one world, you actually can go to a shop. With the shop, you can buy all different types of missiles, like fast missiles, slow missiles, seeking missiles, and more. But they all have their own strengths and weaknesses in terms of explosion, speed, and more. There's also these special abilities where you can put down a shield or maybe make a huge wave of explosion with a different button, which I think is nice. There's also like these other enemies you can fight, like big missiles. There's UFO ships where they have their own force shields, so it takes multiple shots in order to take them down. If you don't take them down, then they're taking down your own base. But be careful, because just like regular missile command, if you're not too careful with your ammo, then you'll be able to get yourself game over, meaning you won't be able to defend your own base anymore, considering you wasted so much ammo. The thing is about this game, or at least Missile Command in general, you have to time your shot perfectly. If you don't time your shots perfectly, then you're not gonna hit anything. So play smart, and then you'll do yourself some justice here and then. But yeah, both games are pretty cool. But I also should mention the Atari 50 is getting an expanded version. But don't worry, for those who own the original Atari 50, you can actually get the expanded version as DLC, so they added more games into it. So hopefully I'll talk about even more games when it comes out. So that's all I gotta say about those 2 games. So I definitely would recommend it. But look, if you don't have a Lynx, then that's okay, because like I said, the Atari 50 is gonna cover you up.